Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, I need to talk about, something honestly has been bugging me for years, okay? And it's an issue that you'll only understand really when you're a convert, but I need every Muslim now, including the Imams, especially Imams, because many of you are involved in this crime, and it is a crime, okay? I'm talking about the problem of all these relief organizations taking money out of the American community. Okay? So, first of all, we have to understand that we can easily be involved in habits that are not correct. Okay? And I've had, okay, 100 videos really talking about the realities of what Muslims do. Okay? We're not doing Islam at all. All right? But on this specific issue, because it affects converts devastatingly. All right? So, first of all, we have to understand the reality of things. All right? We have to stop being superficial and shallow-minded and actually engage our brains in what we do. All right? Uh, Several of the imams in history have explained that the Sharia, okay, Islamic law is concerned with truths and realities. Okay, it's not appearances and even words, relief. Okay, we have to understand the reality of things in order to do Islam properly. All right, and within the American activist community, we have the biggest humanitarian concerns, and yet we are critical of these garbage so-called humanitarian projects. Okay, and here's part of the reason is that they give cover, okay, for the criminal systems that caused all these problems to begin with. Okay? So, as obvious examples, okay, the Koch brothers and Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, all right? Now they can give all kinds of appearances. Oh, we fund this and we pay for that and we're doing humanitarian work, okay? These are people who profited their entire lives from a criminal system, okay? And so you have to understand this, all right? The, we don't need their charities, we need to get rid of them, okay? We need to get rid of the criminal system. Now, in getting back to the Muslim community, I'm gonna give an analogy that I think, hopefully she'll clarify, like really how stupid all of this relief 501c3 sucking money out of the Western community to send all over the world. Anyone who has studied the Book of Allah and the words of Rasulullah ﷺ knows that the problem in the Muslim world is from Allah. And it is because Muslims left Islam. Okay? It is all over the Quran and all over the Hadith. All right? Muslims left Islam to such extent that Allah, 500 years ago, Allah began removing all worldly power and authority from the Ummah. Beginning over 200 years ago, Allah sent nations that He had empowered to invade, conquer, and colonize the entire Muslim world. Beginning around 1980, Allah sent many nations around the world who bombed the hell out of Muslims, has blown 20 million Muslim people to pieces in 15 different Muslim countries, created 40 million Muslim refugees. There are a total of 26 Muslim countries under the adab of Allah. You cannot solve it with Islamic relief money. You only solve it by returning to Allah's deen. This is anybody who has a basic understanding of Islam knows this, okay? But here's what you're actually doing. All right. When the Muslims arrived in the West, the number one fact that you were supposed to have known if you had any Islam at all is that you had arrived in lands of da'wah, lands of converts, lands of human beings entering Allah's deen. The most important thing in Islam. Your people completely ignored this for 50 years. Allah began blowing your people to pieces 40 years ago. Allah is blowing them to pieces every single day, and you still have done zero for the converts. Okay? You neglected converts to such an extent that 90% of converts left your community, and thousands of us have had our lives destroyed living right down the street from you while you were enjoying your life, imagining that you have Islam. Okay. Now, from the beginning, if you understand the reality of converts, you have to understand that all of the Sahaba were converts. And our situation is like their situation. And their problems were so serious like ours, it required them to make hijrah with Rasulullah ﷺ so they could build an entire community to solve serious problems of converts in Medina, the community of Islam. Okay? Your people did the opposite of that for over 50 years. All right? Converts have developed serious projects, serious programs, and cannot get funding. Okay, I've been trying now. I've developed 6 major projects required to save Islam in America. I've been trying for 8 years to get the funding we need in DFW for the converts. 8 years, I did not get $1. Okay? What you're doing is this, okay? You are bankrupting the converts who have the greatest right to that money. You bankrupted the mission of Rasulullah's life. You bankrupted the actual mission of Allah's deen. Imagining that you're doing Islam. Oh, look, see, we're trying to feed the world and trying to save the world. Okay, you're not. You're perpetuating your own problems and perpetuating the destruction of the Muslim world. Okay? So an example to understand this is like this. What Arabs and Daisies did when you arrived in the West and completely ignored the converts and ignored the mission of Islam, okay, that's where you brought the adab of Allah on the Muslim world. That's where you brought the destruction. And it's like if you had taken a flamethrower and set fire to the Muslim world. That's what you did. Okay? You brought the destruction of Allah on the Muslim world. Now, with these garbage relief organizations, you are like a bunch of idiots who have fire hoses trying to put out the fire that you started, but your fire hoses are connected to gasoline. And you're spraying gasoline all over the Muslim world, all the fires burning, okay? and you're spraying gasoline on it. That's what you're doing, because you are still robbing the converts who have the right to that money in Islam, in Allah's deen. You are robbing from the mission of Rasulullah's life, okay, and leaving it absolutely bankrupt, because you are the only people on earth stupid enough to spray gasoline on a fire. That's exactly what you're doing. And so this is, I'm just showing examples. Okay, in India, I follow all the news. I developed one of the leading political and economic projects in the country. It's the most advanced project ever developed in this country. Okay, I know the news, and I know what's going on in India right now with coronavirus. They're expecting by this August maybe 1 million people dead. Okay, you cannot solve that by sucking money away from the converts and out of Rasulullah's life to send to India. Okay? You have to do Islam here and actually start doing Islam. Hello? Ding, 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 ding. Okay? You're not solving anything. All right? All over Africa, Muslims here in the U.S. sucking money out of the community, robbing the converts, robbing Rasulullah, robbing Allah. We are the actual mission of Allah's deen. You are robbing us, pretending your humanitarianism to send money, oh, here and there. Okay, you're doing nothing except bringing more adhab on Muslims. That's what you're doing. Okay? The Bangladeshi and Rohingya situation. Okay, I follow the news, guys. I know what it is. And I'm not anti-humanitarian. Okay? But you're not solving the problem. You're providing cover. You're covering up. You're being the Koch brothers and the Bill Gates Foundation. That's all you're doing. And they're the biggest criminals on earth. Except you. You are the people who destroyed the actual mission of Allah, the mission of Rasulullah's life. You have destroyed converts every single day since your people arrived in the West. And all you're doing with all of this garbage, you continue to bankrupt the actual mission of Islam, the mission of Rasulullah's life, pretending you're humanitarianism, and you're not solving anything. Assalamu alaikum.